Hi, welcome to this reading. Thank you for being here. You might have noticed if you watch more than one or not new to my channel, I've quit using the little mic that I have for my phone because I noticed it was starting to have interference, and I'm annoyed with that. So I've realized that my phone picks me up strong enough, but it usually has to be on full blast, on volume all the way up on YouTube to be able to hear me. So turn it up if you need to. Sorry about that. I'm going to have to get back to the drawing board in terms of finding a mic that I guess is more stable or something. I'm personally skeptical that it's even the mic's problem. I think it's like energy that's interfering for some reason, but whatever. So hi, I normally do live streams on Friday evenings I've started doing, but tomorrow in the US is the 4th of July. And I don't necessarily have any plans other than I'm having my friend over who likes to get out of the city with her dog so that he doesn't have to be so stressed out. And we're just going to be hanging out. But otherwise, no one's going to be watching live stream card readings, I don't think, tomorrow night in the US anyways. Everybody's going to be out doing stuff, looking for fireworks displays and all that. So I won't be going live tomorrow. I might do an upload tomorrow morning. I don't know. It's just going to kind of depend on how my day unfolds. I was at the lake where I walk earlier, and this lake is a place that there's a 4th of July celebration every year called Go Forth. And I was a little bit, when I first got there, I was like, oh God, they're already set up for Go Forth. There's going to be people all over the place. And I'm used to walking that lake in kind of this more serene, peaceful way than is what was possible today. And at first, it's funny, I was walking and I was a little bit resentful because I care about all the animals that are put out when everybody comes and sets up at the lake like that. And so I was kind of just walking through there, and as I kept going and walking through where the whole festival is set up, I was like, gosh, it made me really nostalgic. I really miss just a different era, maybe, I guess, than the one that we're in. And I'm not saying I want to go back in time or back to the good old days or whatever, because I don't believe in that kind of thing, but I do. It made me sad. I missed, I'm not even someone who's a big 4th of July person anymore, but when I was growing up, what kid in the United States didn't love it? It was super fun. The fireworks, family get together, barbecue, fruit salad, like all that stuff is really... I've had so many fun 4ths as well with my dad, then later with my siblings, and it's been hard to look back, and it made me really sorrowful, and it made me also miss this person that I would love to be spending holidays with them and building a life with them and taking care of them, and but life has not shaken out that way, right? So there's something maybe to that for you about nostalgia. And how nostalgia might be, nostalgia is a big part of the holidays every time, everywhere, no matter whether you're in the US or whatever. We clock our time often via milestones like holidays that happen every year. And so there are natural times to think back on our lives and think back to, 4th of July from the past, or Christmas Day from the past, or whatever. And it made me sad because also not long after the 4th of July is the fair, the county fair near where I grew up. And it always takes place over my birthday. And I've had so many fun times at that fair on my birthday. And I haven't gone back in years because I literally don't feel like I have anyone to go with, to spend my birthday with at the fair that I would want to. And it makes me sad. And it made me nostalgic. And it made me nostalgic for a person I've never even had. It just was weird. So I think that there's something to that might come through in this reading. And we'll just see what wants to come out for this collective message. I hope you're doing well out there, and that you feel safe, and that you're coping with these difficult times and have support around you. And if you're feeling like you don't have support, I hope that these readings or my channel can feel like that to some extent. I know it doesn't replace a close community with you that cares and loves you, but I care, right? I hope this place always feels like that kind of a setting that's caring about people who've been through a lot in life, right? And I count myself among that group. So if you're a veteran, if you're non-American and the fourth doesn't have anything to do with you, if you're someone who hates the United States, whatever, everyone's welcome, right? And I try to make room for all of those perspectives, including those who still celebrate the fourth, right? My little fourth contribution, I was going to mention it. I'm glad I didn't forget. I went to the liquor store a couple days ago to pick up some rum because I have a spirit guide that likes brown liquor offerings. And there were these 3 vets set up outside the liquor store taking donations for a raffle for the local American Legion. So I bought 2 raffle tickets because I care about veterans, and I liked these veterans. They were really nice, kind, local country vets, right, that just are doing what they can for their local American Legion. And so I bought 2 of their raffle tickets, and I don't even really have a lot of cash to spare, but that was my little way of honoring the fourth. It's going to be important to know. Ooh, okay, that's kind of interesting right off the bat. So there's some type of communication happening between 2 people. And they're 2 people who are in kind of an early, young, fresh stage of something. They could literally be young people. Like this might be you and you're very young, like a teen or in your early 20s. But that's not what I'm picking up for the bulk of this. What I'm picking up is that this is a young relationship, right? Or a young exchange or discussion that's going on, communication with someone else. We have 2 pages here, the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups. So you're in discussion with someone, and it's happening at a fairly slow and methodical pace. It's not a rapid change. It's not a rapid back and forth. It's not a heated discussion, nothing like that. But it's an important discussion, and it's been happening over and unfolding over a period of time is what I'm picking up here. In the facts position is that there's either been some kind of major betrayal that happened between you, or you really had to surrender this relationship for some reason. And we'll pull clarifiers if we need to. But that's the basic situation for this collective message. You as the viewer are in a vulnerable position in terms of you feel very raw and alone and vulnerable in your single status. So this might actually be a love connection. And you are solid and good on your own. You're very independent, sovereign. You've got your own income. You generate your own stability. But what I'm picking up is that that's not really ideal for you anymore. You'd rather be with someone. You'd rather be in a 10 of Pentacles where it's a complete experience in your physical reality, your 3D life, versus the 9 where you have everything except for someone missing, like a partner. And because it's in your vulnerability position, it's showing me that you don't want to be single. You'd really like to be with this person, is what I'm picking up. He's like your Knight of Cups. You see him, or when you think of this person, you feel it deeply in your heart. You really love and care about this person. There's an opportunity, or you may have worked with this person already, or are going to launch something creatively with this person, Or else this could just indicate that things are actually picking up and changing. Whereas before you may have had to surrender, now you might be having to get up out of the surrender state and get on board with whatever is rapidly changing in this situation. Because what I'm sensing is there's going to be some kind of a very powerful gesture that this person might make towards you, or that's what you would like to see happen. Maybe you've given up hope because in your shadow aspect is the Nine of Swords, which is just full of doubt. So your shadow is very skeptical and doubtful and worried about this entire situation and about this entire dynamic between you and this other person. And again, it's striking me as possibly someone that you want to be in a partnership with. The facts are, or I mean, in your conscious mind though, you still have hope for the relationship, but you're losing hope is what I'm picking up here. Where the energy is headed is a passionate opportunity and new beginning, I think, with this person. Maybe because you've surrendered. So let me just pull some clarifiers here. What was the Ten of Swords here? Why did you have to surrender about this relationship? It might be because of the pace. The pace may not feel tenable to you. With these two knights here, knights often indicate speed, but a Knight of Pentacles is not a speedy knight. But with the Knight of Cups being at the center of the reading, that is more of a speedy, someone coming in to confess their heart to you. I don't know. What is this Ten of Swords? What was the Ten of Swords here about? What happened? Yeah, you gave up, you've given up, or you gave up. That's the facts as they stand in the present moment, is that you figured this is never going to happen. I'm going to keep having these little exchanges with this person periodically, or this slowly unfolding conversation with this person that I'm interested in or that I'm in love with. What happened for you is that you lost hope for the world to begin anew with this person. Like, you are craving a new beginning with this person and a new life with them. But you ended up being like, it's never going to happen. And it's because this energy has not been very fast moving. It's been a Knight of Pentacles, and maybe you're not a very patient person. And so where you are at present is like, I've got to move on. I've got to give up on this, and I've got to move to somewhere and reclaim my inner peace in some way and move to a calmer place where I'm not so focused on this relationship, because it's never going to happen. I need to surrender. I need to give up hope on it, that we're going to have a new life together or a new world. And I need to move into a place that feels more, gives me peace regardless of what this person's doing. That's what the facts show here about this Ten of Swords. What's this Ace of Wands now? Because that indicates a passionate new beginning that you gave up on. So maybe it's just that you lost patience, and this is saying, well, it's going to happen. So, you know, what is the Ace of Wands here? What's the Ace of Wands in terms of this new opportunity or new beginning? What's happening? Two of Cups on the split. It's exactly what I was suspecting, that you would like to be in a relationship with this person, but you're both in this kind of young, naive, cautious, don't feel very masterful when it comes to the other, right? Like, you both feel very vulnerable. Yeah, a really fast, is that right? The Chariot? Yeah. The Chariot, the Ace of Wands, Two of Cups. You're going to be getting some kind of incoming communication from this person, because they don't want you to give up. That's what it's saying here. They're going to show up with their offer, their opportunity, or their communication very quickly. And like, watch out, because it might even be happening right at this moment, right? Like, while you're watching this reading, you might all of a sudden see that you've got a text from them, right? It could be that fast. That's what it's showing here, is very fast moving energy, because now we have a third knight, the Knight of Swords, somebody who's going to come in and tell you some truths, rushing in, quickly with success because they don't want you to give up. They want to tell you what's been going on maybe, or how they feel or whatever. So what happened in the relationship? What happened in this relationship between you and this other person? I mean, this bears out, it tracks, because the very heart is the Knight of Cups. And then this is what this is confirming. It's like confirming that this person's going to come forward and communicate. It's going to happen very quickly. It may be that they're going to tell you, look, I'm in love with you, right? What happened between you? Why is it this sort of young, vulnerable energy? Is that because it's literal, like you're a young couple, or is it more about being maybe a little bit young to each other, right? Like young to the relationship itself, kind of. What is it? Why are you both in this sort of Page energy? In the past, when I read on when pages show up for a couple, it's because you're both vulnerable to being immature. But I don't, kind of not picking that up here, because it's not immature to let go if you think something's not going to happen and walk away and try to move back to a place of personal inner peace. That doesn't show immaturity to me. So I'm curious, what is this? Why pages? Here's you, or your counterpart. Yeah, new love here. It's the newness. That's why it's pages, is because this is newness. It's a new relationship. You may not be new to each other because this has been unfolding over a period of time, but it's a new relationship for you. Yeah, betrayal. Here's this betrayal again. What is this about? Because this is showing up here with this. Maybe this person didn't choose you initially. Maybe you thought that you were working towards one another, and then you were blindsided to learn that they were with someone else. And so you gave up and said, well, I'm not going to be a third party. I'm not going to, it could be that, right? And now you're going to be finding something out about that things have changed. Maybe that could be something toxic, a toxic betrayal. Awakening. What in the... Well, that was you realizing, I mean, maybe this is like twins. This might be like a twin flame situation. And something happened that caused a separation, which is very classic in the twin flame journey. If you're someone who believes in the twin flame journey, you already know that there's a period of separation where you both have to go and kind of be on your own spiritual growth path and in inner sovereignty and healing your wounds and doing your own work, so you're not projecting on one another. My kitty's all active right now. But there was something that caused a shock to you, where you were forced to, it caused a feeling of betrayal in you. And so you moved away from the situation. You maybe never cut ties all the way with this person, but you moved away from them. And it started you on your spiritual path, on your spiritual awakening. Family. Ride or die. So the betrayal might have been coming from within your family or theirs. Someone in their family may have talked them out or separated you, or someone in your family may have reached out to them and trash talked about you, right? That's what I'm picking up here, is that the betrayal and the toxic energy came because of family, but that you are pretty you loved this person or love this person, right? You're ride or die for them. You were ready to begin something. You were ready to start something with this person, and then some kind of betrayal took place because of a family situation, and so you walked away, and now it's coming back. There's a new opportunity on the horizon for this communication to pick way up and to be moving things forward, right? Like, so you're going to have, that's going to be, you know, not everybody maybe is going to want that. You might have decided, well, fuck this, I'm moving on, and it's too late, right? And that could be for some. For others of you, you might think, well, I want to still be with this person. I was devastated, and I understand that they were maybe misled, or who knows, right? Everybody's situation is going to be different. What was this betrayal? And toxic family. What was the toxic betrayal about? So we know who this is for. What is, just as a confirmation. What was the toxic betrayal involving? It looks like it was involving family. Who is involved in this betrayal? It was family betrayal because, boom, here's the house right here, which can represent family. What was this betrayal? A karmic feminine in the family doesn't want your happiness, doesn't want for your happiness or their happiness, depending. It's either in your family or their family. There's a jealous female in your family or theirs that doesn't want you to be happy, that doesn't want this happy union to occur for some reason. It's somebody in one of yours family. What in the fuck, dude? This is like... something illegal was going on. Okay, wait a minute, actually. I think I misread that because... there's also a toxic masculine, a nice guy, but in the reverse, like someone who seems nice, but they're not nice. They're doing things to interfere with your happiness, and they're doing things that are illegal or to cause you legal trouble. There's animosity about you and about this relationship. Who's the karmic feminine here? Because she's actually in the upright. That's why I had to kind of slow down for a second and maybe be like, it's not a toxic femme, maybe, because she's in the upright and this masculine's in the reverse. What's this karmic feminine? Or, yeah, who's the karmic feminine? Okay, so she's not in the upright. She's in the reverse. There's two people that don't want you to come together. So you two may have both been involved with other people. That's what's coming through. One of you had a toxic masculine who seemed like he was a nice guy, but was actually very toxic and doing things to cause you legal trouble, make you unhappy, right? He's feeling animosity about this whole situation and about the fact that you moved on. Now, clarifying this karmic feminine is also ritual work to get him to abandon you, or to get this Knight of Cups to abandon the divine feminine. This karmic feminine is a negative, like she's trying to, like the nice guy was doing, she's trying to seem like she's a divine feminine, but she's in the reverse as well, and uses spirit, like uses workings to try to get her love life going. She doesn't have the confidence to know, like, I want to be with someone who truly loves me, not who I have to do a love spell on, right? So that's what's coming through, is that you both have toxic exes. I don't know if they know each other or if it's just that that's the obstacles. But one obstacle is there's someone who seemed like they were really nice, but who's actually running and harboring a lot of animosity towards their ex, and potentially trying to cause their ex legal trouble, interfere with their ex's happiness. Then this karmic feminine who's trying to seem like she's this earth angel. Well, she's not. She's doing spell work to get this masculine to abandon this feminine here in this couple. So you've got two exes both working against you, both in dark energy. That's what's going on. It's very interesting. I did a reading like that It's probably been about 6 months ago now, and I made a short out of it that was like, are your exes in cahoots? Because it was a couple that had exes working against the new relationship, and they might have joined forces or teamed up or something, right? What else do you need to know? What do you need to know, or what do I want to ask here? Some of that fast coming news that the Knight of Swords is bringing might be about some of this toxicity that was going on, that may be part of it that you don't know about, right? And you're going to find out now, here pretty soon as this new opportunity comes in. What else? What's some good advice? That's what I'll ask. What's some good advice about this Ace of Wands when it comes in? It's about love. It's coming in very quickly, very quickly. Like I said, it could be happening simultaneous to you listening to this reading. Someone is afraid of being left out in the cold, so I hope the incoming opportunity is not actually from this nice guy in the reverse, but let's just see. What do you need to know about this opportunity coming in? Five of Pentacles again. That showed up on the split here, so that's here now twice. This person's very uneasy about feeling worried that they're going to be left behind. It's about a choice in love. Yeah, this person's going to be coming and telling you that they've made a choice, that they love you, that they want to be with you, and they're going to make you an offer, because now we have 3 pages here. A page of coins is often making a gesture and making an offer, right, to you, that they've chosen you. And the Chariot, it's just happening. Is there anything to worry about? It's a judgment day. What's your advice? That clarified what the Ace is bringing. What's advice for you as this offer comes in? Weigh out the choice, weigh out your decision. What else is some advice for you? Things are not what they seem, so that's part of the advice. The Tower. Okay, well, this is what I was wondering about, because the Knight of Cups is potentially going to bring a tower to your life, and that things are not what they seem. So let's get clarity on that. Like, he's in the upright. I mean, can you trust this Knight of Cups when he comes in? It all seemed very positive until I got that Moon and Tower card. I don't know if that means he's bringing you illusion and shock to your life, or if he's leaving that and he's going to tell you about it. I don't know. What's the Moon? What's the Moon here? What in the heck? He's coming towards you with an offer. He sees you as very beautiful, like a Queen of Cups. It's happening very quickly. He's very, very burdened by whatever has been going on, and he's very worried that you're going to leave him behind. I don't think he's toxic. I think he's going to come in and tell you what's been happening, and that's what this Moon and Tower card are. Here we go. Can we clarify the Knight of Cups? Clarify the Knight of Cups, please. He's in a chariot. The chariot's here 3 times now. He's really moving fast. The moon again. Things are not what they seem about this Knight of Cups. 10 of Swords. Here it is. It might be this nice guy in the reverse that's coming towards you. This might be a warning. Who's the Knight of Cups? What is the Knight of Cups bringing to you? What's with the moon? Because the moon is here twice. Why is the Knight of Cups showing up with the moon and the 10 of Swords? He's not karmic, and he's not coming to you in a lustful energy, and maybe that's what it's going to seem like, but that's actually not what's happening. He doesn't want you to be out there anymore without him. He wants to be with you. The thing, part of what is inspiring this though now, and this is what's okay, this is making sense. I get it. It took a while. It took a while for it to come through. It's thanks to Intuitive Kev's deck. I just got to say how much I love this deck. Part of the reason that he's going to come rushing in and it's going to make you a little suspicious is because he sees that you're shooting like a shooting star. Like you're about to take off like a rocket. He knows this for some reason and he doesn't want to lose you. And so he's going to come racing in because he's afraid that you're going to leave him behind and he doesn't want to lose you. So he feels a little bit threatened about the fact that you're about to take off in this really successful way, or maybe you already are succeeding in this way and he's witnessing it, and it's creating a lot of anxiety for him because he doesn't want to lose you and you're going places. So he's going to come racing in, and it might have you a little bit suspicious, like, oh, he just wants to get laid. This is the same way it's always been. He shows up and then he retreats. That's all coming through now. You're going to be a little bit skeptical. You've already moved away and given up on this person. He senses it, and he also sees that you're taking off and he doesn't want to lose you, and it's motivating him to just come forward, tell you what's going on. He might be telling you about a betrayal. But these cards are all in the reverse, which shows me that he's not just in lust with you, he's in love with you. He's not a karmic masculine, he's a divine masculine. He doesn't want you to be single anymore. He doesn't want, just like you are a little bit sad to be single, he doesn't want you to be single either. He wants to be with you. But here's why it's kind of not what it seems. It's not just because he's suddenly like, I can't live without her anymore, I'm finally going to take the leap. It's because there's a fire getting lit under him because he sees he's about to lose you because you're taking off like this rising star. And he's threatened by that. So that might be a dilemma that comes between you at points, is that he might struggle with you getting all this recognition or success. That might be a problem for him. I just have to say, as somebody, I'm a Leo, I like the limelight to a certain degree, although I'm not a typical Leo. Sometimes I'm more obsessed with my privacy as a Scorpio rising. But I would struggle with that. Like, I remember thinking, like, could I be with someone famous? You know, could I handle that? I would struggle. I mean, I'm not saying I couldn't handle it eventually, but it would be hard for me. I would feel threatened by all the people that were adoring my person, all this recognition he was constantly getting. Where do I fit, right? That would be hard for me. And I'm sure it's hard for a lot of people. That's not a weird idea. It's hard for a lot of couples where someone's famous or where both are famous, right? And maybe it's not fame that's where you're headed, but you're heading in this rising star energy, right? So he's aware and doesn't want someone else to snatch you up. And he or she, right? Take it how it resonates. So what else do you need to know? What else do you need to know about this situation? What's going to be important for you to know about it? He's going to come rushing in. He might not have the most tact or something, right, with that Knight of Swords. He's afraid of being left behind. You might be suspicious and like, he just wants to get laid. He's never been willing to lock it down before. Why now? Now you only want to be with me because you see other people want to be with me, right? You're going to be skeptical, and that's why. But it's saying that he's sincere and you can trust him. But the reason it's showing that it doesn't, things are not what they seem, is because he is a little bit threatened. And it's going to seem like that's what's going on, is that he's doing this out of like toxic energy, and he's not. He's just aware, like he better move now or he's going to lose you, is what I'm picking at. What else do you need to know? Medicine of laughter. Stay connected to your heart. You have soothing energy that's a gift to the world, and guard your inner vein of gold. So just be very self-preserving. Have the appropriate boundaries that you need to with this person. That doesn't mean you can't go for it, though. This person's sincere. This person realizes what a gift you are and that you have soothing energy. They miss how you used to laugh together. You miss it too. You've been sad. You had to walk away. You gave up. You've been nursing and feeling nostalgia. That's where that nostalgia energy comes in. Not only are you feeling it, so are they. And that's what's going to prompt them to come forward here. So just stay connected to your heart and you're going to be okay. It's not that you can't trust this person. You can. But there have been a lot of obstacles. There have been a lot of people that weren't interested in you coming together with this person. What are some words of advice for you now? Or actually, I'll hold off for a second on those and I'll pull. What do you have to look forward to with this person? What's the energy that are going to be between you when you come together and have this discussion and make a choice about whether you want to be with him or not? What do you have to look forward to? What's the energy that is going to be in play for you if you take this opportunity that he's going to be presenting? Opulence, luxury. Wow. So this person you might build an empire with this person, right? Pretty. Decadence and opulence. Rebirth, it's a new life. Yeah. Elder is the tree. And elder where I live is in bloom right now. The berries come in the fall. Energy, rebirth, and opulence are the things that you have to look forward to. Vitality, right? This relationship will have a lot of vital life force. It'll be a new world and a rebirth like you had been hoping but had given up on. And it's also going to be quite opulent. You're going to build an empire together. It's an opportunity for both of you to build this kind of ride or die experience, because you've both been going through an awakening as well. And you can count on those blessings. Soulmates, boom, right here. You guys are soulmates. That's very sweet. And higher power. These are the advice and what you need to know. What else do you need to know about this? You are meant to evolve and transform with the companionship of others. Certain people enter into your life in order to take you to the next level of healing, consciousness, and authenticity. It's always a reciprocal experience, although the results for each of you will vary. You know these people by the strong pull drawing you toward them, and sometimes by a strong aversion to them initially as well. Soulmates can be friends for life or remain in your life for only a short time. No matter what, you will be changed in ways you can't possibly fathom now. Pay attention to these people today. They are your greatest gifts. Consider love in the deepest sense. Love so powerful that you will never be the same, regardless of how long your relationship lasts. Consider friendships and romantic bonds so compelling that they overwhelm you with gratitude, or break you open so you will finally claim who you were meant to be. Even a companion animal reminds you that it is you who is being rescued and healed. Pay attention, for you are in the presence of a soulmate, come to guide you home to the real you. Very beautiful. That's what that awakening card is about, right? And then higher power. Card number 4. Now is the time to examine what you are giving energy and attention to in the back of your mind. If you're obsessing about being right, about old resentments or failed expectations, about money, or about any other people, places, or things, these will be the source from which you create. But you want spirit to be your source. Take heart, for your higher power will never desert you and is always waiting for you to remember the sacred partnership you share. Turn away from other sources of power that don't serve your highest good. There is no greater source than spirit. You can always surrender your troubles and trust that they will be taken care of. You are in good hands. And so you're being reminded that this whole relationship was divinely guided, that there's a judgment day about to occur in it that's going to bring you into potential for a union. It's very new and it's very young, but it has the complete potential to usher in an entirely new world for you, and it's part of your soul's path and your destiny, right? It's also saying, though, with all these doubts of the mind and worries and fact that you had to give up, that was the right thing to do, was to let go of the person and stop clinging to what you assumed and just go on your own awakening path. Well, now because you did that, here comes this full circle where you're going to have this opportunity come rushing into you, and you can trust it. This person's in your life for a reason. Surrender your worries about this whole situation to God, right? To your higher power, because there is no reason to fear. There's every reason to be optimistic. And in fact, things are changing so quickly that, like I said, you might even find by the end of this reading that there's already a message waiting, or an effort from this person to contact you. So I hope that's helpful to you, and wherever you are in the world, I'm sending you love and gratitude for being here. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I hope you'll subscribe and come back for more, and I'll see you next time.